Hello everyone, my name is Ian. Welcome back to my hobby YouTube channel in brief book and film reviews. So today I'd like to give a review to a book I read about 3 or 4 weeks ago. This book was released in 2004. It is a crime novel and the publishers were Bantam Press. This book is called Body Double. The author is Tess Gerritsen. Okay, so at the front of the book and that it says by Harlan Coben, who I think is another writer of the same kind of genre. This is crime writing at its unputtable down, nerve tingling best. Okay, so this type of book and that, although I do occasionally like reading crime novels, thrillers and stuff like that, they're not the type of books that I would kind of preferably to pick up. I know that writers like Tess and Stephen King and other writers along the genre, they have like a cult kind of following on that, where their readers would read one and then they'd go out and they'd keep buying them. They're kind of like really loyal followers of their work and that. And I can see why after reading this book. I have to say it was a really good book and I flew through it. I really did. The thing that I got most out of this book was probably like the Tess's skill as a writer and ability. And she's a very educational writer. You'd have to put the book down and just kind of Google up certain words and stuff and that to see what she means by them and stuff and that. Obviously her physician background and stuff and that. There was a lot of input with wording and stuff and ways and operating machines and stuff that she put into the book, and I thought it was very good. And also her skills, to like the suspense skills and that she has to tell a story and that. I had within the book. There's obviously it's based upon crimes, murders, and stuff and that. And I'd been in suspense. I actually thought it was one person. It wasn't that person, but the person that it was like really really close to that person. So I wasn't too far off the mark in that. But it was a really really good book, and it's a type of book that like I said, if you weren't someone that kind of like doesn't like, if you were someone that doesn't really, it's not really into thrillers and stuff and that, she'd probably be the one that could be able to convert you on that, such as her skill as a writer, so yeah, Tess has actually got over like 30 different books carrying on, some before this in 2004 and many after. She also had a TV series from 2010 to 2016 based upon the two main characters in this book, which were Dr. Moira Oils and Detective Jane Rizzola. So yeah, it's just a really good book. I flew through this book. I really did. Like the suspense is just so I had to keep picking it up. Like normally you have like a set number of pages that I read per day, and that's it. I knock it on the head. But it was like I just read a few more pages. I really want to get to the bottom of this and that. So yeah, it was really good. So I just wrote down a few bits and pieces that I wanted to say. Come on and say, what I liked most about it was the story and the strength of the characters. There's like two main characters, but there's one that comes into it later on as well, like a female character that was my favorite character, right at the end. That was I can think Matty Purvis. I thought her strength, resilience, perseverance, and like just the hit. She was my favorite character in the end. She kind of came through midway through the book, but she really came right at the end of that. And I thought all the other two ladies, the two main characters, they were equally so very good characters in it, and took a lot, from them, and that they had a lot of strength in them, and that you kind of like cheering them on as they went along, and that like especially detective, and that you know what I mean. I don't want to spoil a book, you know what I mean, um, as it goes along, but you're kind of cheering the ladies on and that, saying, "Go on, don't give in," and that. So, but I like Matty Purvis right at the end of that. I thought she was phenomenal. Um, okay, so yeah, so she with the book and that, Tess has this kind of like this skill where she kind of she'll bring you out of the book like you're a reader, and then she'll kind of, it's like I don't know if I just got this and that, but like when you're reading, it's kind of like you're in the room with the characters and that, and you're like, this is like wow, like this is amazing. And I don't get scared from a lot of things and that, but there's one character that really got me scared in this book and that, and that was I'll just say the female prisoner, the one that was locked up on that, kind of quite tingling on that, like near tingling on that. Maybe because I think I got up early one morning when it was still dark, and I wanted to read a few more pages because of the suspense it gets you, which is great. Okay, so basically the storyline, without spoiling it, it's a young lady gets shot. There's an investigation into it, autopsy and all that kind of stuff. And that's where Tess, with her history as a physician and stuff, and that would be able to educate you within the book. And she gets shot. The police departments, they don't know, they not too sure who it is. They have to really dig deep to find out all the angles and stuff. And there's like a twist at the end. And all in all, I can't really go much into it, to be honest with you, too much into it without spoiling it. If I say too much about it, I'll spoil it. But as the book progresses and goes along, there's like loads of little twists and turns, and you're really kind of wondering, who is it, like, who is this, if you're a fan of Law and Order, it's like a TV program based over in America. You really like this book, you really will, and probably enjoy a lot of Tessa's books as well. So yeah, so as it goes along, um, they've it's kind of like it's a really good book. It's very kind of, it's a kind of creepy book, you're waiting for someone to go boo, like, So yeah, I mean, I can't really say anything more about it. It's just based upon, and there's like a kind of history crossover within it, dating back from a murder that happened like 25, 30 years previously, and it all comes together, kind of really, wow, why didn't I see that, why didn't I spot that? So yeah, it was really good, really really interesting in that. I don't really know how to elaborate on the storyline, if I'm being honest, in that you're just gonna have to read it. But it's based upon a murder originally, and then it boils down to the whole characters, particularly one, entrenched in a kind of emotional battle, and it's a great book. It really is, and that, like I say, I wouldn't be into crime novels, fiction, stuff like that. I'm not really into it, stuff, but I'd give this full marks. It's a fantastic and amazing book, So I just wanted to come online and give a review to this one today, and highly recommend it. And if you're gonna buy a book and you wanted to buy a third book, if you haven't read one already, definitely highly recommend it. Okay, so that's from me today. That's it from me today. Thanks very much for watching, and I wish you the best, and hope you have a blessed day. Take care.